Guys, I'm going to tell you the reading on this one is a bit heavy. So if this isn't your reading, you won't want to listen in. I will answer any questions at the very end of the read. But for the most part, I'm just going to dive right in here. So again, if it's not your story, don't follow along. There is definitely some energy here that you're going to have to do some big changes around. First off, I mean, anything that deals with the first card out here, which is the Ten of Cups, generally happy card. So I think your month starts out with the intentions of being quite happy, and there's certainly it's a happy period in terms of some things that might be going on around you as far as family, anything that you consider family, or some kind of, personal event or something to affect. But there is a certain level of personal satisfaction that's going on here. However, as I said, as we go through, I'm going to do some clarifiers as well with this because the energy, like I said, is seeming to be like really intense feelings here. So again, Ten of Cups is, a pretty strong emotional foundation, overall, that this could be finding true love or feeling a real connection in terms of Cancer, water, Pisces, like Cancer sign, Pisces sign, Aquarius. It's a water sign that's prevalent here is either way. It does indicate that there is some sense of feeling more complete or that there is some sense of happiness. Like there is a level of emotional harmony coming in here. I don't know so much that I see prosperity. That's probably the area that is going to be the factor. But right now, what I see is there is some emotional joys that is starting off the month here in November. There is a feeling of elation anyway. But like I said, what I see here is that it's not really expanding. It's more that it's contracting. So I think you start off with things in a harmonious way, and then it feels like it somehow starts to dissipate. So overall, like I said, I feel like your relationships or something along your personal relationships does have some, play here. It does feel like, things that you really love the most here are sort of showing up as cards. So again, I'm not going to say it's all bad. It's just that there's something here that speaks to me. Sorry, guys, for the interference. I'm always en route to these reads. But there is something here that you're going to have to start paying some attention to. And again, it looks like it's probably on the money front here. Because all the cards that are coming out here, like I said, Ten of Cups it does feel like it could be in around the family front here. It certainly does have something to do with, I would say, because as I said, you're starting out with a feeling, a good feeling. There's joy, there's good, for family life or something here that feels like it is more of a community feel, but it seems to take a bit of a turn as we go through. So when we get to, and again, as well, we also heard of the water sign here with the King of Cups, dealing with a mature energy, could be a father figure here as well. But there's just that energy of being calm, cool, collected with your emotions. And, you could be also feeling at ease because there is possibly a counselor or something of that nature coming in here, getting wise counsel or some kind of support, some kind of emotional connection at the beginning of the month. There is something there that speaks to it being fair balanced. But as things play out over the course of that, it starts to change a little bit. Now, what I would say here is it's also kind of a reminder to be grateful for your blessings, because in the beginning there is a certain level of that support or that balance or that empathy or that understanding that that is helpful to you, that's keeping you balanced. However, like I said, we're also moving into the Eight of Swords. That does indicate that there'll be something coming up in the month of November that, is kind of a sabotaging energy. So it's where you're kind of being put to the test, basically. So it's a time for you to release things, because I also see that there's a lot going on as far as Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. Like the burden of responsibility is weighing very heavily on you. I think your thoughts might be a little on the negative side. They may be overwhelming you at some point here, and that's why I say prepare, because I think you're going to need some of those support systems lined up to be able to work through this energy in the month of November. Like I said, the Eight of Swords is definitely, can be verbal confrontations as well, but to me it's more self-sabotaging energy, things that you're doing to yourself, things that you're saying to yourself, toxic thoughts, it's all of those things, being triggered, self-deception, anything along that line. Either way, it amounts to being restricted in some way, feeling stuck, wanting to feel, like that you need a relief of some of this pressure that's building up. Because not only is it followed by the Ten of Wands, it's got the Ten of Swords, you've got the Nine of Wands, and it's also the Nine of Swords. That is, I would say, really the worst combination you could probably get there. And again, it's not to say that's all bad, but it's like it's hitting you all at one point, and you're really feeling triggered. And I feel that there's a lot of confusion here. All of your fears are mounting up at this point in the month of November. It's things about, feeling as though you're not sure what you want deep down anymore, because we're getting to that with the Moon card. It just feels like you're going through some extreme deep change. And this is not just on the physical level. One area that I don't see out here is the Ten of Pentacles, or at least anything pentacle oriented, except for a little further out. And what I do see here is the hardship, the restriction, the overwhelm, the negativity, the feeling of being beat down, the feeling of almost, heavy frustration. Every time you try to turn around, you're blocked with something. It just feels like, that you're just having difficulties and some problems here that are making it difficult for you to move forward. Again, there's also that feeling of being misunderstood in some way, but there's a certain guardedness and defensiveness that is, all of this energy is put into. So, like I said, overall, it's a progressive energy, 8 of Swords to 9 of Swords. So you feel stuck, you feel trapped, you feel mentally confused. This could also amount to migraines and difficulties and challenges on that level here. But overall, I feel like there is some significant change that is pushing you into this space. So that's why I'm saying prepare for November to have some significant anger or difficulty. There's a sense that you could be feeling like there's some drama around you in November, feeling hopeless, just feeling like there is not a lot going in your corner here. But I want you to remember, and we'll do some of the other cards here as well that that kind of support what cards are there to support you. Just remember, if you're preparing for this energy and all of this anxiety now, will help you to go through things further ahead, so that it'll lessen. I guess is what I'm trying to say, because I feel like it's a level of sadness that you might, like I said, need some support for. The Page of Cups, somebody could an apology, but because I'm seeing the Hanged Man here, to me, this is a sense of being stuck again, something not moving ahead with a younger person, some kind of, communication not being there, something is held back. It just feels like you're not getting a break at this point. And it, again, feels like Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy here. It just feels like you're feeling like something isn't possible. And again, I feel like the for something, you're holding out, you're persevering. But again, with the Page of Cups, it's like something might be there to come through, but it's not moving forward, moving ahead. It's not advancing either fast enough or something along that line. Because the Hangman, even though it is a major arcana, it is not the main card out here. The main cards out are all minor arcana. So that should tell you something as well. Because this is a card of being stuck. This is a card of being frustrated. It's life being in pause, life going through transition. This is also where, you're confused about your direction. I feel like you are having to make a call about that direction. There's going to be some kind of a shift. You're going through a big process of choosing. And when we've got the Two of Wands there, I feel like it's a significant setback or something here where you're feeling that like it's a setback. I don't see anything that looks to be out of whack in terms of finances. So maybe, hi, silent lover. I don't see anything specific to that, although we will kind of go through that and just see if we can get a little more detail. But like I said, it feels like you feel like you're at a bit of a standstill. There's just way too many cards that indicate that's where things are headed. I want to also go into the next cards here. Again, we've got the Knight of Swords. So 9 of Swords with the Judgment card, and next to that is the Moon, and I'll pull over the other cards here in a second. But again, there's something here about either gaining some kind of clarity through a counselor or getting some kind of compassionate connection to a person that, you know, is important in your life, but there's something here about you feeling overwhelmed and trapped. There's a lot of self-doubt, the workload, the responsibilities. There's just a feeling of holding you back and you're overwhelmed by it. And I feel like it's almost like you are awakening to some kind of new beginning or realization here with the Judgment. And it feels like maybe that's why you're having to consider the Two of Wands going forward in another direction here, or standing at the precipice of going into another space. Because it feels like I don't see move and transition in that regard, but there is definitely something here about, you know, needing to find a way to get rid of the responsibility. Like, it's just way too much on you, I feel. You know, there's a lot of negative thoughts and emotions that are kind of holding you back at this point. And again, even with the Moon card, that is more that, you know, unexpected sort of subconscious hidden factors, sort of elements that are coming through here. So I feel like there's a sense of something being on pause, maybe pause for a reason, being patient, and high doesn't even matter. But I do feel like you have to trust in your intuition for sure, listen to your inner voice, you know, really be careful with the emotions that you're experiencing at this time, because even though this is you feeling a lot of a setback, I don't know that I see any real entrapment. I feel like it's more the overwhelm is so significant that you're needing to really step back, because you are ending up here with the energy of the Hermit, which is that energy. Step back, reevaluate things. You know, you're really going to have to stay in a logical reasoning sort of place, you know, really rationalize things instead of emotionally dealing with them. You know, use your you know, your wisdom to sort of approach things, you know, in a way that's going to help you to get ahead, so you're not a victim. Because, sorry guys, I'm just going to pause for a second. It's almost like you need to turn your life around by letting go of all of these negativities, because not only are all these cards here at a 9 and a 10, you know, the 9 of Swords is here, and like I said, the 10 of Swords, the 10 of Wands was here. So the fact is they're all 10s. Everything here, it's not the 10 of Pentacles. All of them are all the other areas of your life in terms of the harsh words, the drama, the physical exertion, all of that you are finalizing almost in as a finalizing the chapter almost in the month of November, and then it's like you sort of springboard out to something further, something different. I don't know that I see any specific outcome or anything here, but I definitely feel like there is a lot of transition that you will be going through here shortly. Now I want to talk about the Moon again for a minute. Sorry guys. You would think I was at the airport, but I'm not. Anyway, so the Moon energy here really does, you know, focus on you projecting your fears outward. There's a lot going on here. And again, these are things that you don't understand. These are things you don't see. These are things that are hidden from you. They're, you know, feeling like there's some kind of deception that's around you at this time. I don't know that it's specifically acting on this time though, but I would say it's around you, because the fact is the Moon has half the light, right? So you've got half the light, half the understanding, and this is all you can use to, you know, move forward. I feel like you're not doing well in the month of November. I feel like, you know, there is just a lot here that speaks to things being unclear. And again, I feel like you're going to have to do something to sort of clear things up going forward. There is a lot here as far as, like I said, insecurity, and it seems to be like there's a delay of some sort, and maybe that's why the pause. But the cards that came out following that Moon card, is the Ace of Pentacles, and I think it's where you don't see this new beginning. You don't see that there is something up ahead. You're not in the energy of it, so for sure, I don't feel you're going to be seeing that in the month of November. But there's something here of a new start that has yet to process. This can be, the card of autumn, so not autumn of this year, but I would say next year. But there is something here, sorry guys, that does sort of speak to, you need to initiate a plan. You need to have some backup. You need to do something here that is around, indicating either a new job for some, but there's some kind of new stream of income, something that needs to come through here to increase the finances. This is part of the thing that you might be working on or considering as well. I would say that, there's also things here that kind of speaks to, whether this is an investment paying off or whatever. It's still further out. It's not in the month of November. I do feel like in November, you do have something here that you can consider, but it's almost like the Four of Swords kind of speaks to me as though you need to pull back and rest more. You're in a space of overwhelm, like I said, and it just feels like you can't get past the mental space of this. It's mentally consuming you. So we're going to kind of dive into that a little bit more, like I said, because that is a very heavy kind of energy here. But like I said, swords are definitely speaking to a lot of conflicts. Maybe you could be sick here as well. But there is something here with the Four of Swords that either way needs to be considered as no setbacks directly. Most of you just being stuck in your head, feeling isolated, ignored. Hi, show empathy. Yeah, we'll get those questions right at the end for sure, promise. But I do feel like there is a much needed period of rest and relaxation or recuperation, something to that effect here, because it's you wanting to escape from life. That's what I see there. It's almost like you want to slow down, you want to drop out, you want to just pull away, you want things to just, stall out for a little bit, because there's a lot going on around you that just feels overwhelming. When we get to the Eight of Swords, again, I mean, however this speaks to you, because I'd say this is just more of a general read, but maybe I'll pull a few things just to see if it's more. For some of you, it might be around a relationship where there could be a little bit of distance, a lot of worry, a lot of anxiety, but there's a big decision that's going to have to be made in regards to this scenario, if it is a relationship. And there's a lot of worry, water sign, very prevalent here. But if it's dealing with your finances or just your general life overall, I would say that you are still in that same space of feeling huge overhaul. And it's almost like there's a need for emotional healing with the Four of Swords. So again, I feel like you need to step back. You need to, sorry guys, you need to really have a little period of inactivity here to really figure out how you're moving forward. I wouldn't really be vocalizing a lot of what's happening for you, because this is really that energy of struggle, personal struggle, inner struggle. And when you do things like that, it doesn't mean you don't open up the doors. It's just that you have to find the right resources. Sometimes they have free resources on where they have people that can do counseling online, and you don't have to show up at their office directly. Sometimes there are schools that have these kinds of things where you speak to people, or however, on more of a budget-friendly basis. All kinds of, Anthony Robbins and those kinds of things that are out as well that speak to those kinds of resources as well, because not everybody can afford those things. But either way, I just feel like you need to be especially careful about guarding yourself. You're kind of battle weary here, and there's just a lot of energy about being kind of undermined. And again, I just feel like you need a break. The fact that I see the Queen of Wands and the Pentacles out here, again, these are just the clarifiers, but to me, this indicates that there is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. There's also King of Pentacles. This is definitely mature energy here as well. King of Pentacles really is somebody who has the money, knows what to do with the money, has the resources, gets the resources, knows how to fix things, but the Queen of Wands is somebody who's kind of, dramatic, and there could be a lot of interaction there where there is a lot of worry and concern between this coupleship. So again, whoever this is for you, but it does feel like it's a lot of nervous energy here, and it does feel like it is more around the money front. So again, I feel like there's a lot of dramatic energy in the month of November. Again, you start out with a fairly happy sort of, idea of how things will be, but somehow things kind of go awry, and it feels like there is a little bit of maybe not staying where you are long. And I don't know if that means a move. I don't see move in the month of November. But what I do see is maybe the contemplation of something possibly potentially in that direction. But again, I don't see the house sign up here either. So again, this could be just doing something to, reevaluate your home front or your circumstances or your connection to who you consider to be on the home front. But it does still feel like there's some kind of improvement further out. But again, November looks like it's a bit of some negativity there. Now, the last two cards out, Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, not a good combination for romance or connection. I would say there's somebody there's distance in communication. It does feel like, communication is probably very abrupt, short, sweet, not, overly indulgent or emotional. So I'm going to say that does not look to be ideal. But let's just see what the other cards were from the other deck here. Okay, I'm going to pull these over. Okay, so the energy, the Five of Ariel. You needn't go through your current challenges alone. Help is nearby. Negative thoughts create self-fulfilling prophecies. So there is something here that, you're having to shift your mindset, because this is not a good headspace to be in. It's indicated here more than once. So the other part of it, sorry, I was just trying to get my other cards out here too that I wanted to use for advice. Anyway, the Three of Gabriel. Okay, prosperity rising from wise planning. Take the time to take the next step. Optimistic plans that turn out as expected. So whatever you're doing in this month, you're doing in the right way. You will be able to kind of catch yourself, but it is not going to be without a bit of an emotional price. Eight of Raphael, there is something better waiting for you. Do what you know is right for you to do. So it says Spirit Quest here, but I think that this is really also an indicator that, there's a lot more at play here. So I feel like it is getting to you on, on some very deep levels. So I think it's time for you to kind of focus on the balance and the good things that you have to, operate with, because there's obviously an area of your life that is overwhelming you. And this, if you can redirect your focus, this is where you can actually be prideful in your work, and you may be able to get extra training or additional information. Practice makes perfect. So again, this feels like it's nothing you've not been through before. Like I said, there's a lot of a call to, plan well financially. So I feel like you really need to kind of look at your circumstances here. So I'm just going to leave those ones there. We'll also do just a couple of the others here. Okay. I just wanted to pull back the other cards here. Give me 1 second. I'm just reaching for them here. Sorry, guys. Okay, so again, just to kind of recap, don't want to leave it on a negative there. But I mean, there is still something here that is positive in this month that is going to be helpful to you. So again, Eight of Ariel does indicate that there is something here. And I want to say further out, some of the other cards that I remember pulling here, I just got to find where I put it. Anyway, they were more along the lines of something, a little further out is what you can count on working in your favor. But like I said, right now, it just feels like there are going to be some challenges to overcome specifically in this month. Like I said, Eight of Ariel is probably one of the most positive, as well as the Ten of Cups. There's something that's going to be huge happiness. And I don't know if this is, I didn't really see, weird thing is I don't know why that happiness card is here. So I'm really tempted to pull another card around that. Because we have the Eight of Ariel and we also have the Five of Ariel. So there's something here that's taking place that's going to be, and it does, help is nearby. So it's almost like you are getting some kind of, there's something here that you feel is missing in your life. And this does feel to be around money troubles with this card. But again, once you get to the Eight of Pentacles, or the Eight of Ariel, sorry, that does indicate that there is something here that you have to work with. So again, I feel like you have some resources or some people that you can rely on something here that does indicate that there is possible words or some kind of a change that's taking place that's in around money or finances or job. Because I did see the Ace of Pentacles a little further out, but there is something that still speaks to you benefiting from some kind of as well with that card. And again, just to kind of recap, 8 of Raphael, I mean, that is still an 8. There's a lot of changes taking place here in this month, and that does speak to something better that's coming here. So just know that you're in the right direction. Something is coming in for you of a reward, but it's just not quite there yet. So you're building on it. I feel like you're still building on it. The card, again, this is repeat, where there could be a little bit of a shift in relocation or change, job or relationships. So the 3 of Gabriel also speaks to prosperity, but again, it's a 3, so it's a combined effort of some sort. And it does indicate that there could be some, ships coming in, that kind of thing, but it's still you considering your next step, what actions are required, all of that. So you have to keep your optimism a little bit higher here, because you're still working with something that has a lot of promise, whether you see it or not. You're going to have to, try to grin and bear what's going on in November, but overall, you have something here of you're going to have to be patient with, because the Hangman came in here. Be patient. The 3 of Gabriel, also a card of, building up your self-confidence with something that you can do, but it's a card of being patient. Sorry, guys. One more sec here. Okay, the next card's out, Angel Answers. Okay, before I show you the No Need to Worry card, which I guess you already saw that one here, I'm just going to pull forward the other ones that were sort of coming up here. I feel like your circumstance is going to be very different a year from now. So currently we're in August that I'm doing this read. So whether this is happening in August of next year or November of next year, there is still something here that speaks to about a year from now that there will be life-changing kind of events here. So again, I feel like you're really in a space where you're not able to anticipate what's coming in, and that's probably causing you a lot of the stress and the worry and the concern. I do feel like you have some help here of other people to sort of get things, lined up. But again, there's something here that speaks to, these are self-care acts. Anything that comes in from a year from now is be optimistic, look after yourself. It's that kind of energy. So remember that you are still, there are things behind the scenes still in operation. You're just not seeing them yet, and it's difficult. Much of the energy here tells me you have to let go of what's going on here. So again, in the month of November, big message to you is to let go. You have to let go, stop ruminating, stop focusing on, why or how something occurred, or why it was solved, why it wasn't fixed, why relationships were unhealthy, all of those things, because this is not things that are under your control. So there's nothing you can do to manifest it, make a wish, or change it. All you can do is operate within your own energy field. So when we part of romance, now some of you might indicate that this could be romance for you, and it could very well be, but it can also represent a very important relationship to you that's standing out. So whether this is someone new that's coming into your life or something about a significant partnership here, it does indicate that something is here to stay. So there is something coming in that's not going to be taken away. This is something as a form of commitment, recommitment, or something here where there's like a new level of dedication and a connection. So again, doesn't have to be relationship as in love, romance. It can also be just a stronger relationship with somebody that you know. When we get to the card of ask for help from others, again, you definitely need to be reaching out to other people at this time and able to sort of get ahead or get control of a situation. It feels like there's a lot of stress for you at this time. So again, surround yourself with loving people and those that will help to kind of lighten your load. Don't try to do this alone. This energy is heavy, and again, the situation will improve. So there's a lot of really good cards here. But again, it feels like you're not doing it on your own to get past this. It feels like you really need to, you're going to have to work through these wounds by almost, cutting the things that aren't working, because you're hanging on to something and it's worrying you. And again, if in terms of finances, then the only thing you can really do at this point is to plan for it for November, take on extra tasks, you do even more, you know what I mean, and able to sort of move this in the right direction. But again, the card of trust is up here, so there's obviously something here that you can Put your faith in that these people will be here for you, that you will have some faith, something here that you can benefit from. But either way, I just feel like there's something here that's letting you know you have, you've got something is still working in your corner for you. No need to worry. So again, even though there's a lot of concern for you, and I don't know what it is exactly that's in you, I might just pull through some of the other cards here just to see. Maybe I'll pull the other deck out for that one. Let's just pull those cards and see what's going on with that. Okay, we'll do the curious creatures. Okay, what other energies are coming in for Libra in the month of November? What other energies are coming in the month of November? What other energies are coming in the month of November? What other energies are coming in the month of November? Financially, what's going on financially? What about career, money, finance? What is the Chariot? What is the World? What is the Nine of Wands? Oh, what's the Tower and the Nine of Wands? What is the Three of Pentacles? Why the Six of Swords? Okay, there is a Tower moment for sure in this month. So again, this is with a different, but there is something that you have to push through. It's like a last test. You're sitting here at a Nine of Wands. It's come through on two different decks. Nine of Wands is definitely in it, or you're in the last of this energy. And you have so many tens out here. It's pretty much, after this month, the crap is done, put it that way. But this Tower moment is what you're having to push through. You're going to have to really take a look at your life, see where your strengths are, figure out a way to pull through this. Because like I said, I mean, that energy is indicating that there could be other people involved, some level of manipulations, because the Tower is right around the it's in around the Two of Pentacles. So that means you were actually juggling quite a bit in this month. So whether bills are high on the list of priorities here, I just see that there's going to be some big challenges. The fact is the Nine of Wands is, you being resilient in the face of this difficulty. So like I said, you need to let go of the pains, because the pain is just going to hold you back. You have to look at your resources, start looking into ways to make life easier and all of that right now before it gets to this point. So, because there's a lot of defensive energy here. And it's almost like you're going to be to give up here, but you're being called to not give up. You are resourceful. You are juggling this. This is actually Three of Pentacles. Sorry, Three of Pentacles. So that Tower is around money. It's about, you're about to sort of level something up, but it's almost like you're going through the transition. So the Three of Pentacles is about a partnership or collaboration. It can also be support network as well. So again, this is you pushing through it with the help of a support network. So there's other people that are coming in to help you, to brainstorm, give you different ideas or whatever to sort of get out of the situation. And this is allowing you some kind of structural support. There's also something here that kind of speaks to learning new things. The Six of Swords is a card of, sorry guys. Six of Swords is also, you're on a threshold here where it's a little bit difficult. It's a bit challenging. So there's a lot of wounds. You still want this or need this time to heal. You're feeling lost, full of confusion. It's, a lot of really growing pains that you're going through right now. And it seems like you're going to get some kind of communication coming in ASAP really quick that's going to turn things around, because the sun is here. So like I said, you're going to get through this month, but it feels like it's going to be one of the hardest ones that you'll be facing for a while. And it just feels like you have to have the trust, because this is a regenerative card. This is a be optimistic card. This is also a healing card. So if you're feeling that positivity, in the immediate, just know that further out, you have every card here of finishing up a cycle. the world releasing things. You're getting rid of something entirely out of your life. The fact that we also have that followed up by the Chariot could also be an indicator around a new path here, a new direction, because it is a card of confidence and willpower. You're even more driven toward this abundance card after what you've just experienced here. You're even more driven. You're charging ahead in a really significant way. I do feel like you are going to be able to get what you want and be able to move something in your favor, but it's like you're choosing a different direction and able to do that. I want to ask here if this is something move. Is there a move in November or December? Is there a move in November or December? Okay, the Two of Swords came out. Could be, it feels like a no, but is there a move in November or December? Is there a move in November or December? Is there a move in November or December? Why is the Justice card here? Why the King of Cups? Okay, does not take a move. The Justice card with the Nine of Pentacles does indicate there's some balance with some money or something coming in that indicates independence or financial independence, meaning you're going to be okay there. There's also that energy of Libra energy, of course, with the Justice card, and that's the main energy out here. So something is going to work its way out. Be detached, compromise, be impartial is what that card speaks to. And again, it's about rearranging your priorities and your goals and able to get what you want here. It does feel like if there is anything that's legal, which King of Swords usually is what comes up for me, but anyway, that's in sort of the other deck there. But if there is anything that's kind of legal, it does feel like things are going to balance out in some way here. So you're bringing life into balance in whatever way. You figured it out. You're going to get a clear picture of how you want to go for that, because there was also that I think it was the Knight of Swords or the King of Swords, but either way, there's a clear picture that's coming in there that's going to help you to resourcefully figure out where to get the money for that. So Nine of Pentacles, like I said, that is still that energy of independence and feeling like you're back on top again, self-reliance. It does indicate that you are using your resources wisely. And like I said, you're making something happen, and it still feels like there is other people involved here that could be assisting you. But I just feel like there is something here about you undergoing a change, especially on the financial aspect of things. But even in terms of your overall emotions, you could be dealing with, again, Cancer, water sign, but overall, the Four of Cups is what's coming out here. And that indicates to me that there's a bit of a disappointment there. There is some strong intuition that's coming in this month. You're really needing to get in touch with your feeling. But again, Four of Cups still speaks to that energy of, lack of, it's a period of uncertainty. And I feel like it's, feeling like there might be a missed opportunity or something that you feel like you just didn't get. Could be a little bit of self-pity. It's also that energy of feeling discontent. So again, it feels like overall, you're feeling alone, but things do balance out. You do end up, this situation, whatever this is. But again, things aren't as bleak as they appear to be. And that's really what I see there with the Four of Cups. In terms of finances, I think that you were overlooking some of the obvious things. You really get another source of income here, or look for something that's going to assist you in some way. Just know that this is a period of reevaluation here as well. And it's more of I'm dissatisfied in my relationships, more I have hurt feelings. There could be regret and some difficulty in an ongoing relationship with a father figure or a water sign. So like I said, I feel like there's a lot of levels of independence, but there's also a lot of concern about going forward here. I don't feel like you feel like you're as secure as you could be, for sure. I definitely feel like there is just a lot of things that you're really going to have to evaluate in your life because even though the Justice card is here, and again, that's having a balanced perception about how to go forward, there's still that energy of stay true to your values as well. That would be sort of the advice. And the same thing too, advice from the Hanged Man. See the situation from another perspective because you might get an answer. But there's just something here that kind of speaks to, you really pushing through it because you have a lot of determination, especially with the Chariot card. That's also a card of victory, but it's also indicating there's a bit of a journey to get to that victory. So, you are moving into a successful phase in your life. You are sitting at all of the 9s and the 10s in the month of November. And once you hit the 10s, there could be a trace element in December. I might do one for that as well. But overall, the energy does speak to me as though you're trying to pull back and heal. You're in a space of solitude. What confuses me is what you thought was going to be your happiness. Maybe there is a level of happiness that's coming through with a water sign here, because that was the initial card with the 10 of Cups and the King of Cups. But at the same token, there's also, with the 10 of Cups, there's also disappointment. So maybe this is more than one water sign. Okay, anyway, let's leave it at that. And anybody have a question? I will do a couple of questions before I time out here. Okay, so I'm going to pull the cards back from the deck so I can see where we're going here. Okay, so show empathy. How does he think about you today? How does show empathy's love interest think about her today? How is he thinking about her today? How is show empathy's guy thinking about her today? Show empathy's, okay, well that's looking positive. Very positive. I would say very positive, very passionate. We'll kind of go through each of the cards here. Maybe I'll start with those two right there. Okay, so like I said, overall, I mean, the energy does look very positive. 3 of Cups does indicate, sometimes I could see that as a third-party card, but I'm not going to say that in this particular instance, simply because a lot of the other cards here kind of speak to some very positive things here. So I would say good times ahead, like a gathering or something that's coming up here, whether this is wedding, birthday, whatever. There's something here that feels like there is still that coming up here. Friends, family gathering, whatever it is, but there's a celebration I still feel that is up ahead. Overall, I feel like group interactions, with this person will really be the thing that is going to help it to stay in that positive realm. It's still going in a positive, and it just feels like there's a lot of connection to people. The card of the Strength card, again, as far as love and romance, I mean, that is also a card of passion. So it's also a card of a lot of libido and a lot of attraction, very intense periods. So this is where somebody feels really confident in a relationship and they feel like they're very connected to somebody. They don't like to compromise themselves, though. It's almost like what this is, you or them. They compromise themselves. They try to keep things in a mode of peace, but there's definitely a lot of attraction there. And the next card out here with the 3 of Pentacles. And again, there's just like so much here with the 3. So it definitely feels like there's a group dynamic. There's something of a trio. There's something of a connection. This could be other people coming in maybe to, somehow interfere or involve themselves in the situation. But in terms of a connection, like even with the 3 of Pentacles, it's still upscaling the relationship to a level of maturity. So it feels like it's like you're resolving past problems. It's moving into a level of new loyalty or intimacy or new connection where you have a different understanding of each other. It's almost like you found a place where you just feel at peace with one another now. And then the last 2 cards out is very optimistic, very happy. Again, all of the energies are major arcana, so this just feels like you're in a space of really taking things to another level of you're taking it to another level of understanding, but it almost, like I said, I mean, it just feels like, and again, water sign is prevalent here, Aquarius, Pisces, but it feels like with the Chariot card still here, somebody's still not focused on the relationship entirely, even though there's still a lot of good feelings here. You know, you take off for a weekend, you could take off for an outing, you could take off and do something here that's, you know, fun filled or whatever, car drive or something like that. But there is definitely something here around a vehicle. And again, there's a lot of, it sort of speaks to kind of taking off somewhere to, you know, I don't know, do an enjoyable thing together. But again, like the Sun card is out here too. So all of this energy is super powerful, super positive. Yeah, and again, it just feels like I don't feel any heaviness in this connection at all. It feels like good friends, close, you know, close connections, just a really supportive kind of environment. Leo is also present with that Sun card, but yeah, could even be going somewhere warm, or maybe they're traveling somewhere warm, you're traveling somewhere warm. But again, there's still really good energy here about enjoying it. It's really positive. All right. So hopefully that gave you a little insight. I'm going to do an over and out because I need to figure out what's happening in December after reading that one. Seemed a little heavy. But have a great night, guys, and I'll see you in the next read. Keep moving forward.